Hello, welcome. Happy Friday. Happy almost weekend. Welcome everyone. Good to see you. Hello Tatsu. Good to see you. Hello Agwat. Hello Tokyo. Hello Roth. Hello Chriscraft. Hope all doing well today. Sorry in advance if I seem tired and I'm yawning. It's because I am tired. Yeah. This MMV is almost done. I've just got like a handful of panels left. Then I just need to animate stuff. What is this manga? I'm glad you asked. Love Bullet is the manga. Have you seen Natoki 2772 Shujin X MMV? I don't believe so. I've seen a few Shujin X MMVs. Is this Attack on Titan? Basically. I'm happy to hear that, Chris. Thank you. Oh. Do you like my Luigi t-shirt, by the way? Sheesh. That's no problem, I've got. Okay, take a rest. It probably won't be like a full 3-hour stream today because I am cooked. But we'll see how long we go. Dude, I've got to... So the plan for this panel. These two, right, do not matter. The only thing that matters is her. She's going to do like a stretch, you know, and the shot lasts for like half a second, or like 1 second at most. So it really doesn't matter. It shouldn't be too bad. I'm not going to bother with the hair on this one. I'm going to make the ponytail swing, and that's it. So, we'll see how it goes. Just cut the ponytail off first. I feel like I start every stream cutting out this godforsaken ponytail in a different panel every time. Hello, have you ever think to do a Digimon MMV? I have not thought of doing that, no. I didn't really grow up watching Digimon, you know. I watched Bakugan as a kid. I watched Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Shaman King. I never watched Digimon, ever. It was just one of those I never got up to. There we go. To stop myself from sleeping, it's just Sonic soundtrack today. That's the video. I pick a YouTube video and I stick with it. I was going to do classical music, but I thought that might be too, I don't know. Let me know if new music's okay, volume-wise. What's your second favourite Pokemon? Because I can guess who's the first. My second favourite Pokemon is Lucario. I also love Umbreon, I love Dedenne, I love Goomy. Little lore, by the way. Does anyone remember the app called, was it Quizlet? I think it was. Like when Quizlet first came out, if you don't know what Quizlet is, this is a pointless story. But like there was an app called Quizlet, and it was like this like multiple choice, like so many different categories and stuff. I don't know if it's still a popular thing, but at one point it was like completely free to play. It was for the love of the game, and then at one point they changed it to microtransactions, and it ruined the entire thing. But there was a ranking for each month of like who's got the most points and who's got the, you know, most questions right in a specific category within a specific country within a month. And I was number 1 in Name That Pokemon. 2 months in a row. Just saying. And my name was Lord Goomy. Good times. Then they added microtransactions and ruined it. I'll never forgive them for that. Let's view chat. What's your plan after this one? Well, so the plan after this MMV is I've got a JJK one I'm working on currently that kind of moved to the background so I can get this done. Then I've also got a Sonic IDW comic edit in the works. And then I don't know. I've got like so many options for what I could do MMV wise. I've got a Kagurabachi one I could make. I've got a Yona of the Dawn one I could make. It's so many options. So many options. Yo, Ninja, have you seen the Bugle Call? I've not, but I saw someone... It might have been you. Maybe. I saw someone recommend it to me. So I've bookmarked it on my enemy list. So I'm going to check it out soon. I've got a lot of manga to read, people. I asked people on Twitter, like, what's, like, the dream MMV? You know, not one I'll necessarily make, but, like, if, you know, like, what would you pick? And it was basically just manga recommendations, because I haven't read 90% of them. So. You're British? I'm afraid so. Sorry you have to find out this way. You ever planning on making Marvel or DC comic animations? I made a DC comic one already. I made the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow one. When does that film drop, by the way? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not as hyped for that film as I feel like I should be. Like, when it was announced, I was like, holy shit, cool. But I don't know. I feel like the more I see of it, the more I'm like, it's okay. I want it to be good, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I might just be a hater, to be fair. There's like, having too much manga to read is just always a problem. And I'm currently ongoing with like 70. Because I just, like, sometimes I just see one, I'm like, yeah, I'll pick it up. And it's an issue. Like, I couldn't tell you what half of those, I couldn't tell you what half of those 70 are about. But, yeah, there's a lot of them. Do I need to cut out the bow for this? I don't really think I need to. Because I don't want to animate the hair on this one. Because it's really unnecessary. But should I anyway? Shit. Because the thing is, if I animate her hair, I have to animate their... No, I don't. It's you know what? I can do what I want. I'm going to cut out her hair. And they're going to stay frozen like statues. That's fine. Are you going to make MMV tutorials? I want to make my own MMV. I have some tutorials of sorts on my Patreon. But I need to make more, even on there. It's difficult. I will say there's a lot of tutorials to watch on YouTube nowadays compared to what they used to be. So I recommend giving a search. Yeah, I need to catch up on a bunch of stuff, but I keep starting new things anyway. Like, I started like 3 new series this week. They're good ones, to be fair. I remember being burnt out of manga for a while after reading too many series. I feel that. I think for me, I never really feel burned out because I tend to naturally have to take a break anyway because I have to make MMVs. And the biggest enemy to making MMVs is becoming obsessed with something else. Like, when I'm making MMV, it's at its best when I'm, like, you know, really fixated on the manga I'm making the MMV on. And, like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've been making an MMV, and then I'll start reading another manga. I'll be like, holy shit, this manga's incredible. But I'm like, dude, but I have to work on this other MMV first. Oh, it's so annoying. It's an issue. And it continues to be an issue. I will say, with this MMV specifically, I've been able to, like, keep it under control. But generally speaking, it's an issue. Are you British? I am, yes. I admit it. I do eat beans on toast. Have you read Fire Punch? I have not. That's another one of those I need to read. The list is never ending. I gotta just read a bunch within a month and then just do a stream recommending stuff. There we go. How does it feel knowing that Hatsune Miku does not speak to you? That reference is going over my head. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I am heartbroken at the prospect of her not wanting to speak to me. Do you think Shonen Jump is likely to make English volumes for a manga that only has 9k English readers? It depends. I think if it's Shonen Jump, it's pretty safe to get an English release anyway. Like, you have stuff that got axed, and then Viz are still like, look, it's this, guys! It's this manga that got 1 volume! Woo! You know, and then you have some like Kingdom that has, you know, it's one of the most popular manga out there. And then it took them like 20 years to be like, okay, guys, Kingdom's here. So I don't know. I think if it's in Shonen Jump, it's probably safe to get something eventually. Again, some things take longer than others. It's kind of difficult for me to check said DMs on stream. I closed Discord. I saw you talking about HNK lately. Have you been liking it so far? I haven't started it yet. I'm planning to finish this MMV first, and then I'll start it. But I'm excited to start it. I put out a tweet saying, hey, should I do the anime for Land of the Lustrous, or should I binge the manga? And I got like 1,500 likes. Like, people are passionate. So I'm very excited. I'm going to check out the anime first, and then I'm going to dive into the manga. It's my plan. I'll probably be able to start next week, because this... Again, it's nearing completion. Like, this MMV should be done this weekend, ideally. Ideally, we'll see. What's your favorite dinosaur? Mine is Spinosaurus. My favorite dinosaur is the Parasaurolophus, if that's how you pronounce it. Because that's the one I remember liking as a kid, because I liked how it was pronounced. Although I don't know if I can actually pronounce it anymore. I don't know if Parasaurolophus is correct. someone let me know if Parasaurolophus is correct. I remember what... do you guys remember the TV show Dinosaur King? I'm pretty sure one of them had a Parasaurolophus. And I was like, yo, that's the most mid-dinosaur of all time, but that name is sick. Am I doing this? Let's do one big hair, I guess. The Spinosaurus is cool too. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did have like a dinosaur phase, but it was entirely fueled by Dinosaur King. If you don't know what Dinosaur King is, you're not gonna get it. But if you know, you know. There's like a shitty Dinosaur King DS game, like a rock, paper, scissors system. Changed my life as a kid. You should make a Gojo versus Sukuna MMV with Cold Rain, and no one's gonna watch that, buddy. That's an awful idea. And you should take your idea and roll it upside and shove it where the sun don't shine. Now here's a better idea. What if we do that? We do Blue Judas versus Red Judas with Lady Gaga singing. Thoughts? I might be cooking. There we go. Nice. Stupid little hair here as well. Any short manga recommendation? There is actually a short manga I read. And when I say short, I mean literally 1 volume. That I read very recently. And by recently, I mean a couple of days ago. Where is it? I need to find it on my enemy list. I will say it's pretty sad. It's a pretty tragic read. But it's short and it's worth your time, I think. Here we go, this one. This is a very short manga. It's 5 chapters. It's a single volume. I recommend this one. That's like the perfect question, by the way, because I literally read this a couple of days ago. I was like, I should recommend this to someone. There you go. That's your recommendation. It's pretty sad, though. Pterodactyl all the way. I could never spell pterodactyl as a kid. So I hated that one, just for that. What am I doing? That is the question. There, this. Is that gonna look good? I don't think so. It's in times like this I consider giving characters haircuts. Just problem solved. Dude, have you thought about animating Invincible comics? I've thought about it, but I'm gonna be honest, I probably won't. Just because there's like already so much out there. And when I tend to animate stuff, I tend to do it like because I really want to. And I think if I did Invincible, I'd just kind of be doing it for the sake of it, you know? And again, there's already so many people, like talented editors doing it. So I don't really think I have much to add, you know? But I would like to do more comics in general. Small hair L. Can you make another Love is War video? I could. Maybe. I don't have any ideas right now, but who knows? The idea for the first one just kind of came out of nowhere. I was listening to songs on Spotify, then, oh, bam. Love is Explosion, sure. So who knows? The thing is, right, with Kaguya Love is War, I love the anime, right? The anime adaptation is phenomenal. But they skipped half the story. They skipped the entire second half of the story and just showed like a small highlight reel. It's crazy. And now they're making like a sequel film. Like I don't know if they just got bored of working on it. Maybe they did, to be fair. I mean, it's quite long. But it's kind of tragic. As someone who's, you know, like people really exaggerate the you know, drop in quality in the second half. I think there's still a lot of great stuff there. You know, like the final arc isn't my favorite. And there's definitely some parts of like the drama in the second half of the story that I'm not like huge on. It's like, can we, you know? But like, skipping half the story is crazy. Like, I didn't hate the OVA. The stuff they adapted was good. It's just they skipped everything. So, yeah. An MMV does need to be made for that, I think. What's your favourite song right now? I don't know. Living on a Prayer, maybe? I've been listening to Living on a Prayer too much at the gym. I probably look like a psychopath. Because, like, when I'm listening to a song I really like, I'm not, like, subtle about it, you know? I don't, like, kind of lightly bob my head. I'm, like, getting my phone like a microphone. I'm, like, mouthing the words. It's a banger. The thing is, I started listening to Living on a Prayer because I saw a Guitar Hero video where Leon Kennedy from RE4 was singing it, and I was like, dude, this is like the greatest thing of all time. I mean, when I'm making these MMVs, I feel like I'm living on a prayer. Recommendations on animating air for MMVs? For air, I tend to use fractal noise. Use fractal noise, you make it into kind of like speed lines, and then if you just add like, you can lower the opacity, and then add like a lot of blur, like fast box blur. Do that, that's a good way to do wind, I think. That's how I tend to do wind, at least, and it works quite well. Thank you, Tamo, I'm glad you liked it. Alright, I'm just colour these eyes quickly before I go. There we go. Nice. We're kind of speeding through this panel, by the way. We're cooking. This music's helping. I normally listen to quite slow music, but like, I'm feeling the pace. Need to listen to more Sonic music, I think. I feel like I'm forced to click at like a certain rate. Also, these soundtracks are bangers. Do you watch the recent anime? I've been watching a lot of the ongoing stuff, yeah. This season, I said it in the previous stream, this season is giga stacked. The latest ReZero episode was really good as well. Like, the animation popped off. Wait, let me do one at a time. Yeah, Sonic soundtrack is phenomenal. Shit. Or a stairs monster. The Aura Monster thing's funny. I've said before, the person who made the original animation for the Aura Monster thing, like the stairs light novel animation thing, is in my Discord server. They're one of you, people. They know ball. And they deserve more credit. Because as much as it's been memed to death, like, it's not easy to animate. I mean, it's not easy to animate, like, manga anyway. let alone walk cycles, let alone light novel illustrations, like fully colored illustrations. That is a pain. I don't do that out of choice because it's a pain in the ass. So shout out to Jason. JSNW. I think that's it. Oh, that might be wrong. Are you fond of any Sonic game in particular? I love Sonic Mania a lot. It's one of my top. It's in my top 25. Sonic Mania. I also like. I like Sonic games in general. I'm not gonna pretend I love every single one. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, I love every Sonic game, because I don't. Like, some of them are kind of hit and miss for me. But like the 2D ones for me, more often than not, hit. And Mania for me was like. Yeah, I love pixel art. And the pixel art in that game was gorgeous. It was vibrant. It was well animated. The soundtrack was incredible. T. Lopez is a genius. I do wish Mania had a bit more to it in terms of original stuff, because the original stuff they had was phenomenal. But it does lean quite hard on some of the older stages. But even so, I love that game a lot. It is crazy good. What's your top 5? I wouldn't even have a name off the top of my head. I think my number one's Mania, then Generations, then maybe Colors. But the thing is, I do like Colors, but it's also like not as good as I remember. I don't know if that's like a hot take. Because I forgot how much of Colors, because I love the aesthetic of Colors. I love the colors of Colors. Like I love the amusement park. I just love the theme. I think it's really cool. Like an amusement park planet is perfect for Sonic. But I do think some of those, like the sheer amount of 2D sections, is a little grating, in my opinion. Yeah. I like Unleashed a lot as well, although it's been a very long time since I've played it. But I loved, Unleashed was the one I played as a kid, so that one holds a special. I played all of them as a kid, but Unleashed in particular wowed me as a kid. I love that one. I haven't played Frontiers though. I've heard mixed things about Frontiers. Is Frontiers good or not? Because like when it first came out, it was like greatest Sonic game of all time, and now I like see the revisionist history of like it was always really bad. So I'm curious what the actual consensus is right now on Frontiers. A manga called We Did It. I feel like I do. Can you describe it? There's a lot of manga titles out there. You've got to be more specific. Also, Sonic R, dude. So Sonic, I don't think Sonic R is a good game, right? I don't think Sonic R is a good game necessarily, but holy shit, the soundtrack is the greatest thing to grace this earth. There's not a ton of tracks, but the tracks that are there, holy shit. You can't sugarcoat it. It's one of the greats. And I do have, even though I don't think the game's necessarily good, I did play Sonic R a lot as a kid, and that shit was magical. I do wish, and this might be a hot take, I don't know how people feel about the Sonic racing games, but for me personally, I do wish they would try to do another Sonic racing game where he's, like, similar to Sonic R, but with good controls. Because I think the idea of everyone having their own way of going fast is just cooler, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe that is a... I know it's like a boring take of, why is Sonic in a car? But like, genuinely though, like, what is he in a car? It just, I don't know. The problem is, I think when Sonic sticks to the car, it's always just going to be like, compared to Mario Kart. Whereas if Sonic R, if they make a Sonic racing game where he's running, and they make it like, only Sonic could do this, then it's not going to be, is just chained to that comparison. Were you a theater kid? Not in the slightest, no. Do I seem like a theater kid? My hands, I've been told I use my hands too much when I'm talking, so. Do I seem like a theater kid? Is that an insult, or I don't even know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Thoughts on Mario vs. Sonic Olympics? I never played those games. Actually, no, I think I've played one of them, but I can barely remember, so yeah, I don't know. I didn't care for those games, that entire series, to be honest. It didn't move me. I was unmoved. Holy shit, dude. Calm down, Sonic. I'm trying to work. This is just the instrumental as well. Like, dude, if that lady was singing in my ear right now, I would be cooked. Can you wish us luck on our GCSEs? Edible Juice and everyone in chat who is currently going through their exams and their GCSEs, I wish you the best of luck. You can do it. Just lock in. You'll be good. You'll be fine. Unless you didn't study. Otherwise, you're cooked! I'm kidding. Good luck. You'll be fine. I remember stressing about my GCSEs and then I forgot about them the next year because I was fine. And I wasn't exactly a studious or studious student. What are GCSEs like nowadays? I sucked at like stuff like science. God, that was awful. What the hell was that? Huh? Why? What was that? was that a Twitch follow? Bro, what was that alert? Was that a Twitch follow? I have no idea what that was. I think that's my Twitch follow. Why is that on my YouTube? Sure, man. Hey, if you follow me on Twitch, you get to appear on the screen. I have no idea what just happened there, by the way. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, follow me on Twitch in my description. You get to pop up on screen apparently. Dude, I got like PTSD. I was like, what the? Wait, am I on Twitch right now? What the? I like check my scene and everything. Oh, thank you so much to... I can't read the name from here. I'm so sorry. But thank you for the follow. I see you. I am reading chat. Yes. Rivals Sweat. Yeah, I haven't been live on Twitch for a while, but I will be soon-ish. The plan. I'm gonna play Sekiro for one. It's been on the back burner for a while. There's one Sonic Racing game where he runs. Well, yeah, that was the original Sonic R, I think. And this is another one. What kind of music you like? I wouldn't know how to describe it. It's all over the place. Well, I studied abroad, but I still did GCSE. It was a British international school. How long have you been streaming for? I mean, this stream particularly has been going, or specifically, it's been going on for like 30 minutes. Holy shit, time flies. I need to lock in. But generally, like, I've been back on YouTube streaming for about 3 weeks, but like only weekends, so. Ninja thoughts on Hikari's hair color? I think it's fine. I think it'd be cool if it was purple, but you know, it was never meant to be. Alright, how do I let me think. I need to think. It's not something I'm good at, so I need to really log in. Okay. What's left? I think the face is low-key kind of done. I just need to redraw everything now. Also, Seaside Hill. Dude, Sonic Heroes! Dude, Sonic Heroes was one of the ones I played as a kid. I don't know if that game's actually good, by the way, because I haven't played it since playing it as a kid. But, like, Seaside Hill is so ingrained into my, like, core memories. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Have you been liking Love Bullet? I've been loving Love Bullet. Thank you to Poisonous Purple for the Twitch follow. I can see that name really clearly. That's why I said that one. I've been loving Love Bullet. That's why I made this MMV. I read the first volume and I was like, holy shit, chapter 6 made me feel things. I'm making MMV. And so I did. I think it's just like, every child that had a decent childhood has played some Sonic games. And if you didn't, sorry buddy. I hate to be the one to tell you this. You had it rough. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's just like, I had a PS2, right? So I just, and a PS3, so I just ended up playing those games. And I also had one of those Sonic collections as well, which is, I played the Sonic fighting game, I played Sonic R, I played Sonic CD. CD freaks me out as a kid, but I like that one. These streamers are fucking vibe with this music. I need to listen to this more often. Oh, sorry to hear that. Well, hey, look, at least Sonic was there. I can see those. I can see those stupid like white floating blocks. I can see Knuckles punching through a bunch of stuff. Dude, it's all there, rising to the surface. Hey, look, if there's at least one Sonic game there, you're fine. Just to be clear, this isn't like a serious evaluation on anyone's childhood, like whether or not you played Sonic. Just in case anyone's like, dude, I didn't play any, oh my fucking god. I'm cooked. And actually, in reality, if you're a Sonic fan in the 2010s, you were not happy. That shit must have been rough. It's better nowadays, but goddamn, man. Being a die-hard Sonic fan in the, like, early to, or not even early, like mid-2010s. That must have been rough. Yeah, like, dude, imagine going through Sonic Boom and Lost World. Oh, so that is not how ears work. What am I doing? Dude, Sonic has got so much sauce. Even when I don't, like, love the games, he always has undeniable amounts of sauce. I think that's why he's so beloved. You know, even when going through those rough patches, he's always got the sauce. He's got the ketchup and the mustard. What am I saying? And the electric guitars. One thing I will say about modern Sonic is they need to go back to some of these, like, electric guitars. I think they're going way too hard on EDM and, like, electro music. Like, I don't hate the genre, but, like, can we, like, remember what the best soundtracks are? Because they're not Frontiers. I mean, Frontiers has some good stuff. I like the piano. I like what we're cooking with. But, like, I don't know, man. And, you know, Frontiers has some, like, amazing, you know, rock tracks. But I'm just saying, you know. What am I doing? Cooking, yes. Dude, how long does this fucking song go on for? I'm not complaining, but, like, goddamn, I feel like I've been in Sonic Heroes for the last 40 minutes. Do you play Minecraft Bedrock or Java? I don't play Minecraft anymore, but when I did, it was Java. Thank you to Gojo is stronger than Sakuna for following me on Twitch. So true, King. That 2v1ing bum would never stand a chance against my glorious goat. I don't actually have much of an opinion. Dude, she is so bald. She looks like a fruit. Just like crack her head open. Just like oily juice will come out. What's wrong with me? 3v1, true, exactly. I mean, it was like a 3v1, but like that one thing was so shit, it just kind of got one-tapped, so. How long did the Gojo versus Sakuna animation take you? It took me about 3 months, I think. But I was kind of working on it and off, so it's hard to give an exact number. So I need to stop. The violin is like, it's doing things in my ear, and I don't know if I approve of it. Well, I do, but like, it's trying to work. Whoops. I'm still mad about the tier list last week. That tier list was so fun. Chat, do we have content ideas, by the way? Because last stream was so good, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much else. It's difficult to think of content for a channel that primarily makes MMVs. You know? I'll do tier lists every Saturday for different things. But it was very fun. But I don't know what else to do. Could be some like cheap, shitty horror game I can play now. There we go. Okay. Where's the ponytail? Did I name the ponytail? Or am I stupid? Don't answer that. Where's the ponytail? It's somewhere. Where? Ah! There it is. See, it's why you name your latest, people. Don't be a moron like me. Tesco meal deal item tier list. True, that could be a banger. Hello, Domino. Do you work on cutting out characters and making the animations at the same time? Well, generally, so what I used to do is I used to cut out like 3 or 4 panels and then animate them. And then just rinse and repeat that again and again. 4 panels, animate them, 4 panels, animate them, 4 panels, animate them. But what I've been doing more recently is like cutting out like 30 panels and then just animating them all in bulk. So yeah, but I do kind of work them at the same time. So the video is mostly animated. And what am I doing? There we go. I've never played Roblox in my life, I can't lie to you. Roblox was that one game I never played as a kid. I played Wizard 101, I played Minecraft, I played TF2. I never played Roblox. I've seen all kinds of weird shit on Roblox though. Like I saw like a Hikari dancing thing on Roblox. Like they animated it and everything. Gave him like green energy. It's like, dude, what the fuck are they doing over there? It's a bizarre world. Hey, Kaneki, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you to Tuka Donka Edit LARP Jane for the follow on Twitch. People who just joined the stream are like, why the fuck is he like getting Twitch alerts? And why is he shouting out his Twitch when we're right here? The previous stream, last Friday's stream, was a JoJo reference. This one is not. Dude, I had an even worse thumbnail planned for today's stream, but I ended up pivoting to the one you see now, which I think works. Well, what would we rate? So I can't speak. Hello. What would we rate today's thumbnail out of 10? It doesn't have a fence or a car, but I don't know. I think it kind of slaps. I just need anime frames that basically just Photoshop a good ninja's face onto, and then Photoshop. 6? That's crazy. Blood, sweat, and tears, and about 5 minutes of my time went into that, and you're giving it a 6. I was feeling so tired before I started streaming, but I'm so awake right now, it's crazy. Skip point. Nice, okay. Nice, only hair left, so that's done, that's done, that's done. Let me clean up this a bit, maybe. Like so. There we go. Alright, so that's done. Done, 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 done. Done. Oh, not done. 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 Nice. Oh, we're cooking. Does your family know about your MMVs? They do, yes. They're very supportive. Alright, what's next? Oh. What's the play? Okay, I need to... Wings, maybe? Did the head. I'll cut this out. It's annoying me. Those slight things. I really shouldn't bother redrawing those parts, but I just can't help it. Let's do the wings. Yeah, MMVs are dope. Thank you, Mr. Graduation. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. I don't think there are enough people in the stream for you to play an epic prank. But having less people might be a blessing in disguise, because I can probably get more done if there's less chat moving. What does that say? Hakari has green what? I don't even know what that said. It's like on my second monitor, it's a dimmer monitor. I mean, hey, look, we'll take the Twitch followers. I don't even know how many followers I have right now. It's like 400 and something. There we go. I've been wearing these headphones all day. My ears are getting crushed by these headphones. Hello, Gojo XD. How you doing? Oh, that's the alert thing. How many views do we have? We have like 22 concurrent viewers, so I don't think that's a sign of botting. I think if I had like 200 viewers and there was, you know, 2 messages per minute, then it'd probably be botted. Thank you, Ragnar, for the follow. I've just found the alert for it, by the way. There we go. Nice. Now I hear when I get a follow, but I won't pop up on screen. So the people who followed, you've been seen, you are exclusive to the YouTube stream. No others will compare. Collab with Humano Senpai? I don't know if they make the relevant content. I've seen the channel though. I think. It's a peak stream. I'm glad you think so, Edible Juice. Are you not one of the people that needs the help with GCSE though? I will say, you know, when I was doing, I don't know if it was GCSE, maybe it was. It might have been. I can't remember. It was some exam. It was an important exam. I had a history exam, right? Actually, no. Oh god, there was like a few exams. One of my exams, I had a history exam, but the night before, or like 2 nights before, or something like that, the MHA's 10th episode of the 2nd season aired. It was the Deku versus Todoroki fight in the anime. And I was so hyped for that, it gave me a massive migraine. And then I was unprepared for the history test, and I did a bad job. And then on another instance, I had a test the next morning. But there was also a Nintendo Direct at midnight. It was for E3. It was when they announced the sequel to the Breath of the Wild. And so obviously I know my priorities. And so I naturally watched that Direct. And I didn't do the best in whatever exam that was. It might have been history again. But I regret nothing. Because that sequel to the Breath... Like, we got, what? The sequel to the Breath of the Wild. We got Banjo and Kazooie in Smash. Like, we got all of that exciting stuff. I regret nothing. That test is temporary, but the Banjo Kazooie memories are forever. Yeah, that... Well, some might say the stars aligned, but I feel like when you say the stars align, that's usually like a positive thing, right? It's like positive connotations. In this sense, you could say, I don't know. I don't know what the negative version would be, but it would be that, I think. Okay, what do I have left of... I think just the body. I should name this. There we go, base. Alright. So I need to... Thank you for the follow from someone. The alert has been hidden though, so I don't know who did it, but thank you. The black holes aligned. True. Your stars were bad. I know that's a reference to ReZero, isn't it? I know that one. Largely through like LARP knowledge, but we take those. Shit. Yeah, I do need to reach. I need to color all the things that are going to be red, which is quite a lot of this. I think. This needs to be red. The grenades need to be red. Yeah. And the bows need to be red. Alright, let's do this first. Do I even need to... I don't... Yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it. I'll get rid of the halftone. I've done it for the other ones, so I kind of have to for these two as well. So my ear's getting crushed. Holy moly. Do I check your Twitch and you look so much different on your latest stream there? Maybe it's the beard. I think the beard does a lot for me. I think I've also just lost weight as well. In my first streams, when I first started streaming, I was wearing a Greninja onesie for the entire things, and it was like 3.5 hour streams of wearing a Greninja onesie. It was not comfortable. Or worth it. There was really nothing to be gained. Now I just don't care. There we go. Shit, I was headbanging and I jogged my mouse. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yes. There we go. Will we ever get another Kakurobashi MMV? You saw the anime trailer? I reacted to the anime trailer live on stream when they announced it. So yes, I did see it, and I will be making another Kakurobashi MMV at some point. Hopefully this year is the plan, but you know, things never really go to plan. So we'll see. But I have a plan for one, and I have the intention. Will you take me up on my offer to scrap at a Sainsbury's? I'm not confident on my ability to throw hands, but if it's for the sake of the channel, I will. And I'll just pay off the security guard to take my side. I'll pull a Sukuna and just 2v1. Worked for him, so... I've got to ask, I was going to ask after the Pokemon Adventures MMV, are you ever going to do a One Piece MMV, please? Maybe? I can't say for sure. I'm like 100 chapters into the manga, and it's been quite a while. So I won't say, like, there's a 100% chance that I will, but there's a chance. The thing is, like, when it comes to MMVs, regardless of, like, the quality of what I read, I don't think there are any lyrics in these. This is a study music thing. Who's being helped by lyrics in a study video? No one. There we go. Yeah, like regardless of quality of series, I can't animate everything I read, but I can animate anything I read. You know? So there's never a guarantee, but there's always a chance. So who knows? Maybe. What One Piece arc would you want to see in MMV form? I feel like based on the art I see, I feel like the current arcs would be quite tricky. Although it doesn't stop people from making really cool stuff with it, so... Have you read Modulo? I have, yes. It was good. I thought it was solid. I think it's cool to see JJK characters with a different art style. I think the artist is pretty amazing. Yeah, I think it's a bit short, but maybe that was, that's kind of the point as well. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. I do have an MMV idea for that one as well. So, but I've got other stuff to make first. Any plans to make a JoJo Bizarre Adventure MMV? Not currently. I mean, I haven't read the manga for JoJo before. I started reading a bit of Stardust Crusaders, and it looks really cool, actually. It's not the art style I was expecting, but it looks really good. I like it. Yeah, I still need to read it, to be honest with you. I'm mostly kind of anime only when it comes to JoJo. True. Check It's Real Moga for awesome JoJo Bizarre Adventures MMVs. True. They can be incredible stuff. If you can link their channel in the chat, Tatsu, go ahead. Hello, Zavi. Is this Zavi or Zavi? Either way, welcome. What's up? Okay, so that's done. She also got a stupid little bow thing. I say stupid. In hindsight, I feel bad for saying stupid. It's not stupid. It's great. But I say stupid, like, just, I don't know. I just call everything stupid. I'm like a hater at heart, I guess. It's like an affectionate stupid, you know? I don't even know what game this one's from, I'm not gonna lie to you. There we go. LARP Jastic Ninja. I think Narcissistic Ninja's still the greatest nickname I've ever been given. Post a Mihawk slander. See, the thing is, like, the only thing that's kind of impeded on my enjoyment of kind of reading One Piece, and why I can, like, never, like, you know, like, do, like, live reactions or read-throughs of it on stream, is because I already know so much of what happens in that story. Like, just from being on the internet for an extended period of time, I know who dies, I know who wins. It's kind of wild. Like, I know way too much. I'm still keen to read it, though, you know. But, I can't, like, I'm not gonna, you know, fake reactions. Like, whoa! Okay, now I need to do a layer for all of the equipment. What game is this song from? I don't recognize this one at all. Is this Generations or something? Sounds like a remix of some kind. What's that music blessing our ears? It's a upbeat Sonic music to study to playlist on YouTube. What is this specific one? This is Skyscraper Scamper from Sonic Unleashed. Fair enough. Sonic Unleashed does have bangers. I love the jazz band that jumps you every time you get into a fight in Unleashed at night. Jazz band jump scare. It's both the coolest and funniest thing in that game. Apparently people don't like those sections as like in hindsight, but as a kid I like them, I can't lie. Sure. Ninja, can you pass my physics finals in my place? I don't want to take those. Buddy, you're asking the wrong person. I was in AQA science and I got a C. And it's not because I was like really dumb or anything. I just did not care about science as a subject. I couldn't for the life of me find any motivation to study. So I do an awful job. All I really remember, genuinely, is that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Outside of that, and that's not even like the right subject. Like, you're talking about physics? I'm like, huh? Shit. Wait, did I? Ah! Brain, please. Yeah, physics. I think physics is probably my weakest one as well. Actually, I don't know. I sucked at all of them. I've got to LARP as a scientist. I'll LARP as a good physics student just for you. I mean, look, I can do it in your place. I just won't promise I'll pass. Yeah, if that means anything. I think I know what needs to be read. I could probably do the media one. I was pretty good at that. Yeah, but like a C in AQA science is different than like a C in like, you know, EdXL, like regular science. Like AQA was basically like the low set science. Like when you Google it, it's like, no, they're not dumber. They're just, it's less challenging. Because I was curious like the other day. I was like, dude, was I in the dumb class? Because I felt like it at the time. Because like I was surrounded by a bunch of people who like did not care. And neither did I, but yeah. But I love how like when you Google it, they don't phrase it as you're in bottom set. They just say, oh no, you're in the specialized course where it's easier. It's like, just call me dumb, man. Be honest. But I don't know what AQA is like now. My info might be outdated. AQA might be top set now, and I might have been a genius way ahead of my time. Have you seen The Boys Season 5? I have. I think it sucked, I'm going to be honest. Like, I thought Season 1 was solid. I thought Season 2 was pretty great. I thought Season 3 was pretty great. I thought Season 4 was, like, eh. But Season 5, I have not been feeling it at all. It just, for me, it's like the most anticlimactic thing ever. Like, I don't want to go into spoilers for people who haven't watched it, but, like, it's just... like, so many of the deaths so far have been underwhelming. Like, the boys themselves have just been running around like headless chickens, achieving nothing. Like, what are we doing? And then we've got one hour episode left to wrap everything up. Like, what do they even do? Yeah, I don't like it. They're not cooking. In my opinion. You know. If you think they're cooking, hey, power to you. What the... Flamingo? Oh, whoops. I'm stupid. Whoop. There we go. Everyone does AQA now? See? Sounds like everyone else is caught up to my level. Hell yeah. If you take all my finals in my place, I'll give you a handshake and a warm smile. That does sound tempting. However, for your sake, I think you're probably better off taking it. Lest you seek a failing grade. Okay, let me name this Red Equipment. Nice. Ugh. Now I just need to do a glass as well. Ah! Goofy glasses. I'm just gonna make her eyes black. There we go. And then the lenses, here we go again. It's just, I gotta do the layer, then I gotta do the 50% opacity. Blubbity, blibbity, bloop. Yeah, they've got a lot left to wrap up, and they've got 1 hour to do it. Like, it's confirmed the boys episode isn't extended. It's just another 1 hour episode. Like, what are we doing? Like, it just feels like the finale's been such a nothing burger. There we go. Huge. Ninja, I think you're getting examples mixed up with sets, like combined and separate triple. I didn't do triple science, I don't think. Or did I? I can't remember. Double, triple science. There's like vague terms that I like remember from school. In my defense, I will say it's been like more than a decade since I was in those trenches. God, fucking hell, it's been almost a decade. Or just over a decade. Holy shit. Yeah, time's flown. Since I had to really think about GCSEs. I was in bottom set maths as well, but let me tell you. I was in bottom set maths, but I was not grade... I got a B in maths. I was not bottom set math level. But, like, he was so late in the year where I started trying, they were like, just stay in bottom set. And honestly, it was great. Maths was the best class I had because everyone was so dumb in that class. I could do nothing. And I just felt like a genius. Like, we spent the entire lesson on the starter task. It's like, there's like 4 questions on the board. It's like, alright guys, here's our warm-up. And then 40 minutes later, alright guys, good job, you did the warm-up. Here's what we're doing next week. Shit was so easy. Although I think that probably led to me getting a B and not an A. But you know what, it's fine. Ninja wasn't like doing maths with Julius Caesar. It was great. I stabbed him in the back. He didn't share notes. I will say, you know, there was one, I don't know if it's the same currently with people in school, but when I was in school, I can't remember what age I was at this point. I think it was, again, GCSE. There was the Latin. Like, do you still do Latin in school? Do you still have to learn the Latin language? Or have they, like, realized that, you know, no one wants to? Is Latin still a thing? Because, like, Latin... There was Latin and there was Classical Civilization, which was basically the smaller class of people who were terrible at Latin. And I got put in that class, and I was so much happier. Like, it's like, oh no, I can't learn about the Latin language anymore. I have to learn about, like, history in ancient Greece. Oh, that sucks, man. Shit, I wanted to do more Latin tests. Like, you were punished for doing good in that class, and you were rewarded for being awful. It was amazing. And I don't know if they still do that. Well, did they not teach Latin anymore? Shit. Well, I did Latin and English lit. I see that. I get the joke you're making there. But no, I did English and Latin. I don't do Latin. Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, Latin tests were so great. No one studied for them. Then people always had to go back in for lunch to retake them. And all of the Latin teachers were always in a bad mood. And at the time I was like, dude, why are all of these teachers so mad all the time? And then, like, in hindsight, it's like, yeah, no one liked their subject, so no wonder. Like, it was the most open joke that, like, dude, why are we learning this? And then no one tried. It's not my problem, though. Yeah, but I wish I did, like, Classical Civilization for A level instead of history. History was terrifying. I sucked at it. In my school, because in my school it was French was the initial one you had to learn, and then you got to pick between French, German, and Chinese. Actually, no. Then it was you had to do French and Chinese, I think. And then at some point you got to pick between French, Chinese, and German, and Spanish. So quite a few options. I sucked at Chinese. The only thing I remember from Chinese is how to say I like to eat apples, which is 我喜欢吃苹果, I think. 我喜欢吃苹果. That's how you say I like to eat apples in Chinese. just in case you need that at some point. Remember that. But yeah, I was a terrible French student. I never tried. I got a bunch of E's. I got E. And then the one year I tried, like the final year I had French and I tried, I got a C. And I was like, holy shit, I'm a genius. It was actually so fulfilling, by the way. Like, it was the first time that teacher smiled at me. Like, every other lesson, she would, like, look to me with, like, the most... She was a French woman, you know, the French teacher. And she looked at me with so much disdain and hatred in her heart. And I don't blame her. Like, in hindsight, I was an awful student. But, dude, the year I tried, holy shit, she looked so happy. I kind of felt bad. Well, that's the thing, yeah. It's like, was she mad because I'm a bad student, or was she mad because she's just, you know, who knows? I'm not that old. We're not going back to the 1600s. It's one of the 1700s. It's Lord of the Mysteries actually good, by the way. I heard the anime was, like, mixed. Like, it skipped a bunch of stuff. I've never read the novel, so I don't know. I need to cut the... I'm gonna cut her head off. Give me a sec. If you're tapped down, that probably sounds violent, but trust me, it's not. There we go. Gotta cut her head off and her wings off. So I know what I need to actually redraw. Nice. She looks very happy. I just finished Persona 3. Have you played Persona 3? I've played Persona 3 Reload. I've not played the original or any of the other ones. I played like 5 minutes of Persona 3 Portable, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till Reload drops. It was before Reload was announced, but like there were so many rumors about a 3 remake. I was gonna wait. But yeah, I loved it. I love Persona 3 Reload. But I still need to play the OG, to be honest with you. Well, specifically Fest, right? That's the one that people say is the best one. So I still need to play that, but I loved it. I thought the ending was pretty incredible. As far as video game endings go, I think it's probably up there with some of my favorites in gaming. Generational stuff. Oh, someone's redrawing is tiring. It's not that I didn't like Portable, it was literally just the case of like, if the remake's going to drop anyway, I might as well just wait, instead of, you know, potentially play the same game twice. So I'll wrap back around to it so I can play as the female main character. I don't know when though. What's a game everyone loved that you found mid? That's a good question. Let me check my backlog. I mean, I hate FIFA, I guess. I never like those games, but that's like a boring generic answer. I mean, I've got some really awful ratings on here. I don't know. I don't think I have like a ton of crazy hot takes. I think one I haven't really been feeling that people have said is the greatest of all time is Mario Paper, and it's only so far. I haven't gone super far into it, but I wasn't really vibing that hard with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Well, I think that's like my hot take, is that that's not like... Again, it might get better and better as it goes on, but honestly, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest, when I played it. But I might have also been distracted by like, something else at the time. Outside of that, I don't know. I don't have a ton of hot takes. I'm like trying to skim through my stuff to see if there's any like, oh, that's surprisingly low. Yeah, I'll just say 1,000 Year Door for now. Again, I don't dislike the game, but it didn't like click with me as fast as I kind of thought it would. But I'm also not done with it. Yeah, I was more of a Mario and Luigi person as well. But I'm gonna be honest, again, like with the recent releases, Brothership, I haven't finished Brothership. I loved like the Mario and Luigi games as a kid. And when they announced Brothership, I was like, holy shit, we're so back! But I'm gonna be honest, the pacing in that game is so rough. Like, it's crazy how slow the game is. Like, I'm sure it gets better at some point, but like, oh my god. Like, you go so long in the early... Like, I'm still in the kind of relative early game, I think. And I've played for hours. And I haven't been, like, stuck on anything. And it's just... Like, I've been doing side quests. And you barely get any new abilities for so long. Like, it is such a snail pace. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the next one's better, if there is a next one. It'd be kind of sad to just end on Brothership, but we'll see. What's your favourite chocolate out of Toblerone, Lindor, and Kinder? I mean, honestly, none of them. I don't really... I used to eat Lindor at one point, but I haven't eaten any of those in forever. I can't remember the last time I had them. Alright, there we go. I cut her head off successfully. I think for my sanity I should group her head into one layer. And then move these down, like to there. What's this? That's her bow. Chio bow. Below the head. I'm confused now. Wait, one. Yes, there. Although her body needs to be its own layer now. Ah! It's a bit confusing. It's fine. Do you have any Black Clover animations in the work? Not at the moment, no. Bowser's Inside Story was a masterpiece? It was, yes. I love Bowser's Inside Story. Bowser's Inside Story and Dream Team were my favourite ones, I think. I'm trying to, like, mentally figure out how I'm going to cut this out. Okay, let me start by, like, cutting her onto her own layer. Will help, I think. I'm, like, actually, unironically, nearly done with this panel. We've been making good pace in today's stream. Which, honestly, I was not expecting. That's not normally how this goes. Friday streams are definitely noticeably quieter than Saturday ones, huh? The thing is, right, I stream at like a good time for UK people, but like 90% of my viewership is outside of the UK. Like, I've so few UK viewers, it's kind of sad. I don't think this time works super well with US time zone. Or maybe they just don't care, to be fair. Hey, I just want to say your animations have helped me find my way into getting back into art. A lot of ups and downs, but I think I'm ready to do my first animation. Thank you, have a good day. Thank you so much, Shin Yu. I appreciate that, I'm glad I could help. It's a very kind message. What do you mean, Tenzo? I mean, hey, look, fair enough. But, like, for me, I think 10... Oh, look, 10 PM on a Friday? What are you doing on 10 PM on a Friday? Are you going to sleep? 10 PM on a Friday? Well, I guess some people, like, go out on Fridays, don't they? Alright, Chio... Body... I need to reorder these layers. I'm starting to, like, lose my mind slightly. That's a lot here. I'll put this down here, like this. And then from base, I will remove these. No, just her. The quieter streams are nice. It's like we're all just kind of tiny box watching him. Yeah, I mean, it's again from me, it's definitely easier to chat when it's a smaller stream. But I think just from like a numbers ego point of view, it is nice to have bigger numbers, you know. But I think it's good to have a balance. I think if every stream was just like a cluster of speeding chat, it's kind of loses the point of it, you know. I mean, I struggle with reading chat anyway, so if it's speeding past, I miss a lot of messages. What's the fastest you've ever finished an MMV? I mean, it's hard to say. Like my earliest ones, like the Gojo versus Toji one, was 2 weeks. My very first MMV was 10 days. The Pokemon Festival of Champions one was about 2.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. The Tower Dungeon one, I think within the time I read the first chapter, I think within 3 weeks, the video was uploaded. Roughly. So some of them get done. The Foolish, the Kinjaku versus Takaba one, the Foolish Survivor, that took 3 days. Because I was in a very depressive spiral and I needed to distract myself. So I was just like, I need to animate something really fucking stupid, dude. I need this in my life right now. So it's just 3 days of just cutting out and animating funny dances. And it worked. It got a hell of views, which helped. What are your thoughts on the song Snake Eater? It's a banger. It's like a James Bond opening song. In fact, it could just work as like a cool James Bond opening. I love that song. Been watching you since the Hidden Inventory MMV. You've improved a lot. I think your Dandadan was great. First of all, thank you so much for watching all the way back since then. It's been a while. And second of all, I'm glad you liked the Dandadan one. That was, again, like the Dandadan one was made under weird circumstances because I only made it because my PC or my laptop broke down and I needed to make something that my PC could handle, which had no plugins. But it was fun. It was a fun video to make. I also love that Kekai Sensen ED a lot, so I wanted to try to kind of recreate it my own way. What do I need to do now? So I think this body only needs 2 layers. Oh, okay, I can combine these actually. Okay, well, yeah. One at a time. The arm. How do people stretch like this, by the way? It's like, ugh. How the? Oh no, the leg's there. So how would it like? Okay, I get it. So I think if I just have this arm on its own layer, then I can... Yeah. Let me think. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Yeah. What I'll do, right, is we'll have the body, the main body on its own layer. Then we'll have the arm and the hand on its own layer. And then I'll have this back jacket, not including the fluffy part of the top, on its own layer. That's the plan. Trust the process. Are you thinking of trying to animate manhwa in the future? Maybe. I don't really think there's anything in particular manhwa-wise I want to animate. Well, I think more so than that, it's just I have so much manga I want to animate that I'm not really thinking of manhwa at the moment. Like the last, like I have, if I ever stop making MMVs, let me say now, it's not because of a lack of ideas. I have too many. And it's not just like kind of crappy ideas either. I have a lot of ideas I'm passionate about and I'm sure will be great. So yeah, for that reason, I don't know. I don't really think too much of animating manhwa at the moment. I think that's roughly how a hand is shaped, no? Oh, without the vocals, that was anticlimactic. Rolling over... Oh, what? Again, this isn't good for study music. Banger song, though. But I need instrumentals only. What am I doing? Arm. C. Arm. Yes. Nice. Back. And then this layer. You're gonna have a heavenly restriction without the heavenly part? What do you mean by that? Hey man, you have heavenly restriction without that heavenly part, so you're saying I have a restriction. What was bro cooking? Hello, Dontrez Anderson. Lookism MMV to replace the butchered anime. I used to read Lookism, like, ages ago. And I'm not gonna lie. And maybe, I don't know if it's a hot take. Maybe it is. I don't know. But for me, like, Lookism just... It just goes on and on and on. There's too many fights and too many characters. And it's like, it's got that, like, massive problem. Of, like, he's like this super strong guy. And then it's like, oh, he's actually weak. There's this other super strong guy. And then he gets beaten up by this even bigger, super strongest guy. Who then gets beaten up by this, actually, there's this other super mega strong guy. And then that super mega strong guy punches this other guy who just takes it in the face. And his bodyguard is even stronger. And it's like, dude, it just goes on and on and on. And the fights never end. And there's like 7,000 gangs. And like this, it's a little bit... It's a bit exhausting. It's how I personally found the story to be. Yeah. You should do Elfen Lied thing. I've never actually done any or watched any Elfen Lied. Is it a manga as well? I know it's an anime. I know Elfen Lied's got the anime with like it's like a really gory and bloody. I've never watched it though. So I don't even know if there is a manga. Yeah, like, the power creep is crazy. Like, the things like Lookism started as like a thing, like a commentary about like appearances, you know? But now it's just throwing hands with gangs and shit. It's like, what? Huh? Sure. I don't know, I just lost interest at some point. I read it for a while, but like, I don't know. Like, every new arc of Daniel getting his shit kicked in, I was like, dude! I thought you were supposed to be strong! And then, like, they go through a training arc where it's like, dude, yeah, like, for my training arc, I boxed a fucking gorilla with my eyes closed, and now I can break a boulder with just a thought. And then they get bitch slapped by a new character gets introduced. And it's just like, you know, the first 10 times, it's like, oh, you know, maybe they're cooking. But, like, I don't know, man, it's just, it gets exhausting for me. Like, the art's great. The fights look cool, the choreography's cool, but it's just... It's repetitive. Like this stream, some might say. It just goes on and on and on. And it never ends. But like, hey look, I will say quickly though, if there are any like mega super Lookism fans in chat, hey, if you like it, power to you. I don't personally, you know, vibe with it. I guess, if what I just said doesn't make that clear. But, if you like it, good for you. It obviously has its audience, you know, it's still did pretty well, I think, like, viewership-wise. Obviously, the anime apparently sucked, I didn't watch it. But, you know, to each their own. Will you do more iconic MMVs, like Women of Tomorrow? Oh, sorry. You said comic. I thought you said iconic. I was like, Woman in Tomorrow's an iconic manga? Yeah, I've got a plan to do an absolute Batman one. Although still like a vague plan at the moment, but I would like to do an absolute Batman MV at some point. I've got a couple of song options in mind that could work. But it's just about finding the time and consolidating my ideas. So many layers. Onions have layers. Hello, like... Hello, water. What you say is the best way to animate hair but not swaying in the wind? Like hair that reacts to movement. If there's no movement, it stays still. I mean, you can do the swaying thing in the wind and you can keyframe the amplitude to like stop and go at certain points. That's probably like a good way to do it. But otherwise, I think if you want to like be really precise about the hair movement, then you can just do it frame by frame. Or not like frame by frame, but like without using any script or swaying effects, you can just keyframe it with puppet pins. That's what I'd do. But it's easier said than done, you know. It's not like something I tend to go for. So I don't have like an absolute method that I could recommend, but that's the first thing I'd think to do, I think. What the shit? I don't even know what I just did. How do you feel about your edits without giving you... how do you feel about people who use your edits without giving you credit? I gotta say, by the way, we've been streaming for how long? Like an hour and a half? And that is the first time in this stream someone has asked about people stealing my stuff, I think. Unless I missed a bunch at the start, who knows. So that's gotta be a new record. The answer to your question is I don't feel particularly strong one way or the other. I wish people would credit me properly. You know, I like that people kind of repost my stuff. I'm glad they like my stuff. But it'd be even nicer if people credited where they got it from, because it takes a lot of work. And yeah, that's kind of it. Someone told me in my first stream I should like have an FAQ in the description, or like have some written up answer in advance for that question. But I always forget to do it, because every time I answer I have to like rethink it. It's annoying. Not the question. The question's fine. I don't mind being asked, but my brain is stupid, and it just can't seem to pick an answer. You could also just make the character bald. That is a very fair approach. And it does... I will say, bald characters are so easy to animate. No hair or anything. Just a shiny head. How about JJK Modulo? I've got an idea for an MMV. I'll probably make one. I say probably, I will. Not yet, though. Okay, there we go. Now, I can combine these two layers. Wait, I need to do this first. I see the light, chat. This panel is almost done. It is a Goliath. But I can see the end. I can see the future. Okay. Okay. Nice. Now, we combine these. We group them. Like so. And we've got the jacket. And behind the jacket is the arm. And on top of all of that is the head, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Nice. Ninja, what's one of your favourite up-and-coming manga? Love Bullet. Outside of Love Bullets, let me think. Up-and-coming manga. That's a good question. Up-and-coming manga, huh? Let me look at my reading list real quick. Up and coming, up and coming, up and coming. Up and coming manga. I actually don't know. There's this one that's funny, this like completely out of shape assassin lady. It's got pretty good art. I don't know what it's called though. I started reading Centuria as well. That's pretty good. What else? There's another one I've been reading called... what's it called? What's the English title? I don't know what the English title is. Wow, great. Because it doesn't have an official English translation. There's a shoujo one I was reading about a guy who likes music. I don't know, it's hard to give specifics. I haven't read Ichi the Witch yet. But, yeah. You brought me into the world of MMVs, and I've been loving it since then. Thank you. Yunoof. I'm glad you like the videos. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm so bad with names, dude. I genuinely try to pronounce them, but like, I suck. Yeah, I'm only like 10 chapters into Centuria, so just, yeah, keep that in mind. I'm legit addicted to your Gojo vs. Sukuna MMV. It's crazy. I'm glad you like it. I shudder at the sight of it, personally. Because when you work on a video for that long, you just never want to see it again. That's how I felt with the culling game, MMV. Especially the music. Like, I loved Man with a Mission, and I still do. But I can't lie to you, my, like, Man with a Mission listening has significantly decreased since I made MMVs with their music. Because I just can't, like, unhear it. Like, I hear their song and I just get sent back to After Effects mentally, and I just can't do that. It's, like, scarring. It's like PTSD. Like, I wake up in a cold sweat, like, After Effects, oh, I'm fine. It's not a case of not being able to remember people's name. You knew. Okay, nice. Hey, your new's better name than mine. Creatively speaking, I stole mine from someone else. Technically. I say stole. I tell this story like every couple of streams. My name is someone else's Minecraft username from over a decade ago. Or like, fucking hell, like 13 years ago. And they spelt their name wrong. But I liked the idea of the name, so I took it and I spelled it correctly. I yoinked it. And now it's mine. And perhaps as punishment, people now parade that watermark around. So, you know. I don't know how that looks. How do you draw fingers? I don't know. You know what? Forget it. It doesn't need to look good. Or be drawn at all, actually. Some things are better work. Yeah, sorry, I can't speak. I'm trying to speak fast and I just end up tripping over my words and I mumble. I'm glad you think it's memorable, because a lot of people think it's Ninja Artistic Ninja, or Ninja Autistic Ninja, or in some cases a Narcissistic Ninja, which is the funniest one. Yeah, it's funny. Like, even like way before I made MMVs, I remember I was in someone's live stream, and I said something in chat, and they said, "Oh, thanks, Ninja Artistic Ninja," and I was like, "What?" And that's when I realized, wait, is this name bad? Is this a terrible username? And yeah. It's one of those things, in hindsight, I should have changed it before I started making MMVs, but I genuinely did not think that they would do so well. Because when I started making these videos, there was not like a market for MMVs. People didn't care. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit. There's an audience for this. You know, but like at this point, I can't. I will say, people are slowly starting to learn how to say my name. More and more people are saying Ninjaristic Ninja. So, let's go. You ever read Omnipotent something reader? Is that what OTR is? I have not read it, no. Tough thumbnail? Yeah, thank you, Sockley. See, someone likes my thumbnail. I will say, the current thumbnail for tomorrow's stream is so much worse. Like, it is so bad. It's also actually the second stream thumbnail I made, but I've been putting off using it, because it might be like... I don't know, man. I might be pushing it a bit. But no, like, my theme for thumbnails is just really stupid shit that I can Photoshop Adobe logos onto with my Greninja. That's it. That's the theme. That's true, there is a market for everything, for better or worse. Don't want to put me above others, but I am not a native, I never read it wrong. Hey, honestly, if you don't want to put yourself above others, that's fine, but I will. Respect. Alright. That is an arm. Yeah, that's how arms look. That's not how a wrist looks. That's the problem. It's definitely just the wrist that's the issue here, right? See, this is the part of the MMVs you don't see, right? The awkward redrawing that looks awful when you move the character. That's better. That's fine, right? It looks like an aeroplane, almost. But you know what? That's fine. Honestly, the wrist was the problem. I fixed it. I'm a genius, if you really think about it. Alright, now. Oh, I've done that. Nice. Ooh. Okay, am I done? Wait, am I done with this? Pause. Everyone pause. Everyone slow down a sec. I might be free. So I need to do this. No. So this goes in front of this. Yes, like that. And then the ponytail can go there. No. There. Yes. Like that. And then bow, head, eyes, hair. Okay. Okay. Nice. And then bow, eyes, or eye. Wait, is there only one eye? Did I mess up? No, I didn't. Bow, red equipment, base, wing. Shadow. I think it's done. Please tell me it's done. I don't want to do this panel anymore. Dude, I like never finish panels on stream. This is crazy. This is big progress for me. I'll just make sure base is... Yeah, okay. I think we're done with this panel. Oh, OTR the Flame. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Wait, didn't that get axed? Wasn't that the one that got axed? It was the same, like, Red Riding Hood person, right? They love drawing, like, really big, buff women. Thank you for showing me Iris's Adabana from your MMV playlist. I can't believe they have 600 views. The work is insane. I agree, Fireblaze. That video is insanely underrated. I need to make that playlist public, I think, soon. Because more people need to see the absolute incredible work that they've made. Hello, Barker. How do you feel about your impact on the JJK community? I don't know what said impact is, to be honest. I know I did Hikari Dance and some Yuta edits, I guess. Then the Gojo versus Sakuna thing, but like I wasn't the first person to animate Gojo versus Sakuna. Yeah, I don't know what my impact is. Hopefully it's more positive than negative, but I'm not so sure. Okay, I think I'm done with this panel. Like, actually. Which is just a beautiful thought. Yeah, I think I'm done with this. Holy moly. Now I've only got 7 more. Oh. See, this is me realizing how many more panels I have left. Imperial Cabinet. I've not heard of that one. I need to check that later. First I catch you live, I gotta say, looking good, my guy. Thank you so much, Black Mask. I appreciate that. It's the Luigi t-shirt. It's doing it all for me. Scratching my leg, by the way. I don't know how that looked on camera. Can you do Steel Ball Run MMV? I haven't read it, so I can't, I'm afraid. Hopefully the anime releases something soon. Oh, Photoshop. Hang in there, buddy. Don't die on me. Alright, first things first. This should be easy. Alright, that last panel was a nightmare. 7,000 layers. This should be really straightforward. Right? Probably. We should be fine with this one. So damn, this Sonic Blaze is still going. It goes on for what, almost 3 hours. God damn. I remember when we barely had any Yuta anime content apart from the movie. You were genuinely my saving grace. I'm glad I could help. I think Yuta's sick, to be honest, so I'm glad to spread the agenda. Or happy to help spread the agenda. Alright, there we go. Ponytail, ah. just going to cut out everything first, and then we'll do all the redrawing afterwards. But it's easy if you do it like this, just like momentum-wise, you know? Maybe, possibly, who knows? I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest. That's too spiky, I think. Let me... is that good? Sure. How long did it take to make the Gojo vs. Sakuna MMV? 3 months. About 3 months, roughly. Ninja, you know a place to XP farm in Pokemon Heart Gold? Also a nice panel. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not played Heart Gold in quite a long time, so I'm afraid I don't know the exact XP farm. Let me Google it for you. I got you, give me a sec. Depends on your level. What level are your Pokemon? Give me a specific range, and I can give you the answers you seek. Glazing use is the reason my heart still beats. So true. JJK's got like a unique fan base in that sense. Like the agenda this, agenda that, brain rot is it's got motion. Like when a JJK meme spreads, it spreads to fucking everything. Alright, let me cut the mouth out. Really smoothing it as well. So the plan for this panel is quite simple. It's just going to be a simple sighing motion. So it's... oh, shit. How do I... oh, ah, what the hell's happening? How do I... stop! There we go. I'm fine. A simple sighing motion. It's going to start with the mouth closed. It's going to raise up slightly and then go down quickly. And the mouth's going to open. Boom. That's it. And with hair swaying. Then we're golden. 47. But then Mount Silver. Wait, can you get to Mount Silver? Second floor, Mount Silver? That's as like high as the XP farm seems to go. Like just second floor of Mount Silver seems to be the best place. And then once you've outgrown that, the only thing to do is rebattling gym leaders or the Elite Four. Or so the guide says. I'm beefing with Photoshop. I'm always beefing with Photoshop. Don't let the thumbnail lie to you. If you look at all my live stream thumbnails, and some of the ones I've got coming up, I've got a complicated relationship with Adobe Photoshop. Which I hope to show through my thumbnails. I don't think I made JJK Community. That might be slightly overselling my contributions. W agenda though. Honestly, it's a miracle more people don't hate me. Because I feel like when a creator has like a ton of their stuff go around on the internet, especially when it's like starts off as like a beloved thing, eventually people turn on it. Like, actually, this thing sucks. I hate that guy. He's annoying. But I've somehow like avoided it for the most part, you know? Because like, but I've already made something else for people to like anyway, or of a different series, so I'm not like, you know, a one-trick pony. Have you tried Illustrator? I have. I think I have, but it was for like a school project, like years ago. I think it was Illustrator. It's been a while. I can't remember. Yeah. I think I was helping someone with like game UI, so I used Illustrator for that. It wasn't very good, but or maybe it was. I can't remember, to be honest with you. Okay, so the head's cut out. The mouth is cut out. I need to draw another mouth as well. How would another mouth look? Like this. Oh, dude, I'm so good at drawing mouths. Apparently. But I don't want to make it a bit thicker so it stands out a bit more. Sheesh. Wow, look at that. We should blame and thank Jogo for the brain rot. True. You won a prize for the culling game. A prize? Yes, I did win a prize. Yes, somewhere. It's in my different room. Yeah, it was at an AMV contest. It was in New York, so it's quite cool. But I wasn't there that year. I won the award in New York at the Anime NYC AMV contest, which is like the first AMV contest I entered. I like kind of chucked it in on a whim. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then I won Best Action, and then I got a free ticket to go to the convention the next year. So I went there in person, and then I won another thing with the Gojo vs Sakuna video. So, hell yeah. And I need to do the mouth. And I'm going again this year. I was supposed to go last year, but I was sick. Like, the night before my flight, I got a nasty ear infection, and I was like, dude, I can't fly with this. My ear's going to explode. But this time, there is nothing to stop me, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. The world is unpredictable. But it's fun. I don't get to go to conventions much, and the UK doesn't really have many, you know, so I cherish the ones I can go to. Although low-key, even without like the AMV contest kind of victory ticket, I could low-key apply as like a creator or something and get in, I reckon. I've got enough subscribers. Maybe. That might just be my ego. How does it feel when your passion gets this much positive recognition? I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. You know, that's why I've continued to do it for so long, because financially it's not been remotely lucrative, right? The only reason I've been doing it this long is because of that positive recognition that you're talking about. And yeah, I mean, it's extremely creatively fulfilling. I love it. You know, and I still have so many ideas to share, and yeah, I just hope to get more people to make MMVs of their own, you know, preferably not just mine. You know, they'll make edits of my own stuff, but then maybe they'll be like, dude, I want to animate something myself. That's how you get them. Maybe. I might just be optimistic. Whoops, I did something wrong. That's fine. There we go. Nice. I feel like an interviewer. I appreciate the questions. It'd be slightly awkward if I just occasionally glance at chat and then see no questions. I'm just like, you know, that's how it sometimes is. When I did some of those streams on Twitch and it was like 3 people in the thing and they were all just lurkers, it was kind of rough. I just kind of glance at chat, see nothing, and then just go back to playing the game and talking to myself. Because even if they don't speak, you know, I need to give those lurkers what they came to the stream for. Riveting commentary. And excellent gameplay. Whereas in this stream it's a bit more difficult, so I can't really comment on as much. Like when I'm playing a game, it's easier to talk about what I'm playing. But like when I'm cutting out a panel, it's like, yeah guys, I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click here. So it is helpful to have chatty people in these YouTube streams. So I do appreciate any and all questions, within reason, as long as they don't get weird. Hello, CFR directors. I'm glad to hear it. There are three things I hope to get out of an MMV when it comes to like the viewer, right? I want to either inspire the person to read the manga or buy the manga. I want to inspire them to check out the song and the artist. And I want them to maybe even try making an MMV themselves. If any of those three things are succeeded on, I'm happy. Because that's really what it's all about. Okay, now we do this. Let's cut the hair, I guess. The edges are a bit jagged because of... It's like a mix of the original drawing, but also the levels I changed to make it more black and white. Which makes it look sharper, but at the same time, it can kind of cook the smoothness of it all. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I will say, those Twitch streams are fun. You know, even when there aren't a ton of people, just playing games on stream is generally fun. Sort of. It depends. Because I was playing, like, Hollow Knight, then the Dark Souls trilogy, and then Silk Song. So they were fun games, but they're also quite, you know, stressful. But fun is the first word I'd use. I read Love Villa because of your MMV. See, that's what I'm talking about. Especially for one like this. Especially for one like this, which is smaller and has been close to stopping entirely because of lack of viewership or sales. I think it's even more important for these kind of MMVs to kind of do well or resonate with people. We just put so much work into it. I mean, not just that, you know, I just like the series anyway, but it's definitely a motivating factor, you know, to want to really do the series justice so that more people will check it out. You should play Ultra Kill or Nine Souls. I've heard of both of those, but I don't really know what either of them are. I think, wait, let me check Nine Souls. I think, is that the one I'm thinking of? It is, yeah. I could try Nine Souls. I've heard it's good. I could add that to the list. I can't lie, this soundtrack's not quite as good as Seaside Hill, but I'll let the playlist cook. It's like a really tense soundtrack, and I'm just kind of casually cutting out hair. Should I sleep? It's 3 AM. You should sleep, yes. Do yourself a favor, do your sleep schedule a favor, and sleep. My VOD will still be here when you wake up, so you can watch the riveting commentary you might miss out on. Nine Souls is like Hollow Knight plus Sekiro, but everyone is a cat. That sounds kind of peak. Although I do need to play Sekiro as well on stream, so. Just evening out these little bits here. So I don't know, I'm not always precious about these kind of details, but in this case, it's a close-up shot, so I kind of, you know, need it to look good. There we go. Well, this specific video I'm watching is called Upbeat Sonic Music to Study To. So we've gone through a lot of different Sonic games. Isn't there that one Sonic soundtrack that's like, that Michael Jackson made or something? What's the lore behind that again? I can't remember now. I know there's like a Michael Jackson Sonic song that they don't have the copyright to, or something like that. And then when they re-released, what is it, Sonic 3, I think? They re-released Sonic 3 in Origins, and they couldn't use that soundtrack again, so they had to use a different one. And everyone was angry. Is that the law, roughly? I've been loving to focus on details since I can't think, for example, in video game music, so your work is very pleasing. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I think the perfectionism can be... Thank you, someone. Whoever followed me on Twitter, Twitch just now, thank you so much. I hear you. That's what that little alert was. Even if you can't see it, I can hear you. Like Daredevil. But, like, not as athletic. Yeah, I think like the perfectionism is like a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, I end up spending way too much time on some of these panels. But at the same time, they do be kind of clean. But it does slow me down a bit. But I regret nothing. I won't rest until these panels look perfect. Because the thing is, like if you watch some of the best MMVs out there, and you go like frame by frame, you can see some like obviously cut off panels, but you just, when it's in motion, you don't care, you don't realize, and it's not an issue. But I can't do it. Even like stuff that's never going to be in a frame, I just feel the need to like redraw it properly, and it's yeah, it's a bit of an issue, to be honest. Although, I do some of it for a reason, so... Depends. Kari is sadly slightly offbeat. He's tired in his defense. He's been dancing all stream. Give him a break. Even when I close the software, he's still dancing. Some might call it cruel, but I call it a purpose. What is more cruel than not having a purpose? Was that wise? Did I sound wise just now? I think I did. Have you ever thought of creating your own animated motion manga series? Something easy and interesting to create? I've thought about, like, what you mean, like animating like a proper adaptation of like a manga, like panel by panel, to like try to create the scene, or... Because I've thought about doing that for a couple of things. Yeah, isn't this the soundtrack that like Michael Jackson made? Or am I thinking of a different one? What do you think about hosting your own MMV contest? It could be fun seeing you comment and judge them. That's a good idea. I hadn't really considered that before, but that's a good idea. That could be fun, actually. Yeah, I might do that later in the year. Thank you for the suggestion, Fireblaze. I'm going to be away in June and July, so streams will slow down a bit. Unless I can figure out a way to stream while I'm away. We'll see. No promises, but I'd like to, because I do enjoy these streams. But yeah, once I'm back, we can probably get the ball rolling on that, I reckon. I can get some guest stars. I'll just beg people in their DMs, like, please go on my stream, judge for me. Or I can just like DM editors and be like, hey, can you like be a judge? I'll just send them a bunch of videos. Which one's the best? Thanks. But it's quite difficult to judge MMVs, you know? I mean, like, I think like something that's so great about MMVs is how much you can do with them and how much variety you can get. And also how easy it is as like a base level. You know, because like an MMV is still worthwhile, even if you've got like a slideshow of panels, even if you're not like animating, you know, expressions or arms or like with fancy effects. I still think it's fun to just, you know, grab some manga panels, grab a song, just make something out of it. It's fun. Doesn't need to be the flashiest. Okay, nice. Now I need to cut out this part and make it red. And then group the layers together. for After Effects. I will submit slop. Hey, even slop is worthwhile. Maybe not by definition, but to me it is. Yeah, don't worry if you join on God, just excuse to be productive. I feel that, honestly. Just having something to work towards is always good. I mean, for this video, what got me to like kick into gear is wanting to have it ready for a contest as well, you know? So I think a contest is a great way to be motivated. I wonder if I should do like a bunch of different categories, like, you know, because like AMV contests have like, you know, romance category, action, comedy. So I could, instead of just having like a general MMV contest, like which one's the single best one? This one. Thanks for entering. Because I think if there are multiple categories, we can like, you know, highlight more people's work. So I think that's, you know, ultimately what a contest is about, right? Shit, on the wrong layer. Ah! My brain is dumb. I am with the stupid. There we go. Group these. It's getting to that part in the stream my brain is starting to slow down. So apologies in advance if I suddenly, like, glitch mentally. How fluid they are, how clean the outlines are. Yeah, I mean, well, there's so many different things to judge an MMV based on, right? But I think I think what's difficult with MMVs as well is like knowledge of series, because there might be like a genius panel choice that's like this is the greatest thing of all time, but if you haven't read the series, it's like there's no significance. So it's tricky. So I've got to think of some kind of, I don't know, strict judging criteria. But I'll definitely look into it. This song is a banger, yeah. Slop category. It's, I mean, I could do that as a joke category, honestly. Imagine how bad the entries would be, though. Like, it's one thing to make slop, but, like, to purposely make that kind of thing. It'd unleash a different kind of beast. Like, I shudder to imagine what this community could cook up in those kind of categories. Well, I feel like the best slop is like the most authentic, you know? Like, it's not made to be slop, it just is. What am I talking about? Why am I talking about slop so passionately? What is that, posture? Don't judge me. It's like L from Death Note, you know? He has to be in that pose for his brain to work 100%. Or 120%, or whatever the number is. I thrive in chronic back pain. It's my comfort zone. I was molded by it. Granted, I will say that L died. So maybe I should take a hint and not do it. Yeah, good point. Did you have great aim? What's your... I have no idea, I'll be honest with you. It's not super fast, to be honest. It used to be faster, then it was like I kept missing. I don't know, honestly. I've never really checked that stuff. I've like seen the number, like, you know, DPI thrown around and stuff for games, but I've never really thought about it for like Photoshop. But that's why you have multiple judges, right? That's why you have multiple judges when it comes to contests, because it is difficult to, like, you know, be the one kind of, you know, be the person to decide on everything. But I will have to make like a, you know, in big red text, do not enter any manga animation that is not yours. This is specifically, you know, for people making their own stuff. Thank you. What is this song actually? Is Sonic Colors? Oh, it's Unleashed. Oh. I thought this was Colors. See, I'm a fake Sonic fan, apparently. Like, some games I can name, like, the game it comes from so easily, but, like, Sonic, I'm rusty, apparently. And also, like, Sonic's remixed so much of its stuff, like, you know, in my defense. Who didn't die in Death Note? True. Has everyone in this live stream watched my Death Note video that I made? I think it's like the second video on the channel that I still haven't like unlisted or privated, because I think it's important, you know, for people to look back. Like, how did we get to like Hikari dance and stuff? Those first couple of videos is how we got here. It's important to archive that history. You know, why did I think that TF2 Death Note crossover was, 1, a good idea, and 2, necessary? Even I don't know. But what I do know is I regret nothing. I will say that the very first video I made on this channel, which was the Kalos League Finals in a nutshell, was a video I made out of pure spite. Like, as a 15-year-old, I was seething. I was seething when Greninja fell over and lost the Kalos League Finals. It genuinely ruined my entire week. And I was so pissed off, all I could do was vent through editing. And so I made that video to call Greninja a useless frog. And just basically say the writers were insane for that. And they still are. It's still mind-bogglingly dumb as a decision. I will never understand their reasoning. But, just one of those things, I suppose. Hello, little scallywagons. Hello, you inspired me to draw in Clip Studio Paint and get my first tablets. By the way, do you ever use it for your MMVs? I do not, no. I've never used a drawing tablet. But I think it's a good, especially for like the redrawing stuff, I think that's a drawing tablet's a really, really good way to do it. I've just never really pulled the trigger on it. But I'm happy to inspire you to draw. Hell yeah. I can feel my rotator cuff. Have you read the Death Note one-shot? I did, yes. I liked that. I liked the one-shot to an extent, but I also, like, it kind of pissed me off. That, like, the guy basically played it like a genius, and then he got done dirty and got killed anyway. Like, the god of the death gods is or the death, what is he called? Like the Shinigami King? He's a bitch. Honestly. Like, my man played it like a genius, and then got done dirty for nothing. Like, I don't care about the moral of the story. That guy deserved to win. Honestly. But it's pretty good, yeah. Ponytail, ponytail, ponytail. Where's the ponytail? Ah. There? Maybe? Yes. That's where they'll go. Let me look at chat. I mean, different scenes tell you original short stories like I have an anime. I feel like you have the audience. Yeah, I mean, it would be easy to monetize those kind of videos you're describing. Mad Stanch. Stench? Mad Stench? How do you pronounce your name? Is it Stench or Stanch? I gotta know. I feel like I'd pronounce the name Stanch. But I don't want to, you know, mispronounce it if I could know otherwise. I mean, again, I don't know how good the one-shot is. It's been years since I read it. I read it when it first dropped, and I never read it again. But, you know, I will say, I remember thinking the protagonist's design was really cool. Like, people use his, what's it? Like, his apple eating pose as a thumbnail for, like, months. So, it looked cool. I will say, I've always been a fan of that, like, white, kind of, you know, pure white jacket kind of combo. Like, Yuta has it as well. It looks sick. Like, for months, I tried to find, like, a white jacket like it, and I can never find it, and it made me really sad. Well, I don't know if you call it, like, a jacket, but you know what I mean, right? Probably. I think it has, like, a specific name. What did you think of Love Bullet? I loved it, which is why I'm making an MMV of it. I thought Chapter 6 in particular really hit hard in a way I wasn't expecting. I think it's impressive how much it does within those 6 chapters. And also, I love the premise. Like, I haven't spoken about like that aspect much on these streams, but like, I genuinely adore the premise. I think it's so cool. Modern day Cupids, you know? Instead of using bows and arrows, they use like modern military equipment and martial arts. That's just so cool to me. Is it possible to do an MMV about Culling Game Part 2? What do you mean, like the... What do you mean? Because things like, technically, right, the Culling game kind of keeps going all the way until, like, the end of the, like, big finale, right? So it really depends what part you're talking about. Dude, I'm grooving. Have you watched Initial D? I have not, no. I only know Initial D because of the songs. Like, Running in the 90s was like the internet song that I was obsessed with when I was like 13. Like, that song melted my mind as a child. Like, the instrumental was crazy. What's your favorite blur in After Effects? Camera lens blur, I guess. It shouldn't be because it's like more demanding than it should. Like, there's actually a plugin for camera lens blur to make it less demanding on your laptop, like your computer. It's funny, but like that is the one I kind of use the most because I do like how it looks. It's a pain to render sometimes. Directional blur is pretty good as well, I suppose. Oh, like after... Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if you meant like after Gojo versus Sukuna. I mean, if that's the case, I've got rough plans. Like, I'm currently working on a JJK edit that takes place after the Gojo versus Sukuna thing. In that kind of big final fight with Sukuna versus everyone. But I'm not currently working on... Not like I have plans, but I'm not currently working on a kind of bigger MMV. Where I can... Yeah. Nice. Now, what's left? Just the body. No, it's the bow. Bow, body. Do I separate the wings here? I think I do. Yeah, I'll do it. It might be slightly unnecessary, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. I do agree, Gaussian Blur does have the coolest name, I just never use it, to be honest. Is the Invincible fandom starving? I feel like they've got quite a lot, no? Like, you guys see that Invincible fan animation? Where is it? Let me find it quickly. Can I even find it? It's quite difficult to find. Okay, shit, maybe it is difficult to find. Well, if you know, you know. There's an invincible animation. It's got like over 100,000 likes. It's kind of incredible. And this was a ton of editors working on stuff, no? I mean, look, I'll be the first to admit, I'm not like fully aware of like the kind of TikTok editing scene at large, so I'm not sure exactly what people are working on. But it's surely a lot of invincible stuff out there, right? Probably. I assume so. I might be wrong. What's your opinion on the end game of JJK? Because it's got much hate. I don't hate it. I think maybe there were some parts that underwhelmed me slightly, and I think like when it was chapter by chapter, I felt like the final fight was dragging on a bit, you know? Like it's like, alright, whose turn is it now? Oh, that guy who was in that one chapter, you get in here! And then it's like, and he's down! Like, who's next? Who's next? Who we got? Who we got? Like, that part kind of dragged on a bit, but I think, you know, it's not my favorite ending, but I thought it was fine. You know, I think ultimately, like, any weekly Shonen Jump ending of any massive popular manga is going to have a divisive ending. You know, especially when, again, like, the fandom wars are so intense and everyone's, like, jumping at the chance to say, your series sucks, see? I think it's always just going to be, like, more overblown. Which I think has been the case for JJK, you know, MHA, Black Clover as well, to an extent. I think Black Clover is like a unique case where I think the release schedule kind of screwed it over. But yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's the greatest thing of all time. It's not my favorite, but I think it's fine. Yeah, pretty much. Sugar Saucer available. It's like just some random guy walking across the street. Like, dude, cursed energy, please. Could you use it, please? So just, we need someone to throw at Sukuna while we're waiting for Itadori to get up. Like that cliffhanger of what's his face? Is it Kusakabe or something? He's like, am I gonna have to fight Sukuna? And it's like, cliffhanger. Like, okay, buddy. Thank you to someone for the Twitch follow. I can't see the specific person, but I will see it later when I check my email. Thank you. I heard you. I should pick a better salute. Oh, whoops. This part of the wing is like irking me very slightly. I just gotta fix it. There's no reason for me to do this. This isn't even gonna be in shot, but I gotta fix it. I can't help myself. I've got to do it. There we go. Now what I can do here, instead of actually redraw, could I? No, you know what? It's fine. Maximum effort. I'm gonna redraw it fully. I was gonna just copy and paste this and then flip it, but it's fine. I'll do it properly. No shortcuts. Not now. That's like Kusakabe. I do get an email for every follow on Twitch. But that's fine because I barely get any follows on Twitch. Like, in total, since I started, I've got like 430 followers on Twitch. That's not a ton of emails. You know, across like 2 years. So when I do get one, it's like, oh boy, a follower, hell yeah. Let's go. And so it's better than like the, you know, AI sponsored thing. It's like, hey, we think our AI Bitcoin startup would really look good with your MMV. How about it? It's like, I'm good, to be honest with you. Oh, thank you for the follow. That's another one. The emails are rolling in. My inbox is stuffed. We're going up in the world. What's a good starting point for doing MMVs? What do you mean by good starting point? Because I think like as long as you have editing software, you can just do it. That is the starting point. You need editing software, whether that's, I don't know, CapCut, or just, you know, Final Cut, Premiere Pro, just anything you can stitch panels in with a song is your starting point. Just get a manga you like, and get a song you like, and just go. That is your starting point. I think because of where the bar is when it comes to MMVs nowadays, I feel like some people are kind of scared to like they feel like they need to immediately make something that's really flashy or like well animated, but you don't need to, like at all. You just gotta make it because you enjoy it, you know? Because like, you know, I've got a few people in my like Discord, and sometimes they're like really racing to be like, alright, so how do I do 3D backgrounds? And it's like, buddy, you haven't even learned to cut out a panel yet. Let's slow down on the 3D backgrounds and just make an MMV. Like, people really want to rush into it and be like, I want to make this really cool thing, which is fine. But like, you know, because the problem is people like dive into the deep end and then they burn out because they don't get it, and that's obviously because you're diving into the deep end. Like, if you throw a toddler into the deep end, little Timmy's going to drown, right? So why would you dive straight into doing 3D backgrounds if you can't even navigate After Effects? Now, granted, you won't die in After Effects like little Timmy did, but still, you know, the analogy is good, I think, right? Does that make sense? Forget about little Timmy, it's not important. Who's drawing these manga panels? What's wrong with their lines? I will say, it's the only reason these bumps turn up is because I changed the levels like really harshly to make it more black and white. That's why it appears. It's not the original drawing that's the problem. It's the definition of the panel with upscaling plus the levels. So the original drawing's fine. It's not like uneven or rough. It's yeah. It's only a thing on my end. A skill issue, if you will. Alright, there we go. Perfection. Now I just need to cut these out. I mean, I will say, when I started making MMVs, my method was awful. I didn't have the patience to sit through like a tutorial that was longer than 2 minutes. Genuinely, my attention span was and still is cooked. It's a miracle I can even do this, to be honest. And you know, I dove in. I you know, learned adopted so many bad habits. But I just kind of threw shit at the wall. You know, I didn't really care too much about like everything being super polished. Now I'm a little bit more like, you know, perfectionist, but back then I didn't care. You know, I just wanted to make stuff. Like, the primary thing back then wasn't like, oh, I need to make this manga panel look so cool, I need like it to be super HD. I just thought, dude, I want to pair this manga arc with this song because it like slaps. That was it. That was the motivation back then. And I do think, hey, music choice, you know, is an underrated aspect. I wish there was more of like a, you know, expectation to be original in that sense, because I do think too many edits just kind of see the trending song and be like, nice, okay, I'll just do that. And there's so much music out there, you know? And I think like your music choice and what you pair the music with says so much about you as a person. It's just so much more interesting. Even if it's not as flashy as an edit. And I'm not calling out like anyone in particular, by the way. It's just like a general statement from like, you know, the mass reposts I see on Twitter, on TikTok. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm stupid. There we go. Nice. So I've been yapping. Let me check chat. Just make MMVs of niche manga, then there's no standards. Well, I think making MMVs of niche manga is just the best way to go anyway. Because I'm gonna be honest, like maybe, you know, 3 years ago, it's like, oh boy, a JJK MMV, that's so novel. Holy shit, we need that. But like, buddy, it's 2026. Right? Everyone's made a JJK MMV, everyone's trying to make a JJK MMV. Even if you like stand out, here's the reality. your shit's going to get stolen and reposted by someone else. They're going to get triple your likes, and you're going to get burned out and quit. What you should do instead is you should find a niche manga with a very passionate fan base who don't have any MMVs to their name. Because they'll appreciate it. Even if it's not the flashiest, most bombastic kind of, you know, fancy MMV, they'll just like that someone's making stuff for it. So I do think that more people should approach more niche manga. Do you you'll redraw things or use Photoshop AI stuff? I just redraw everything manually. I don't use any of the AI features. I just don't want to put out slop when I know what could be done more. I feel that. I understand that. But ultimately, I think it's better to make something than to, you know, worry about that and never make anything. And like, even if you look back and think that's slop, you know, it's still. I think it's good to have a benchmark, you know, and be like, this is where I was at, and then you can see how much you've improved with the next one. You know, I mean, that's another thing. I always try to focus on my early MMVs, was just trying to improve with each video, you know, even if it's on one aspect at a time. And that was kind of enough to keep me motivated. Is this the head? What am I doing? Oh, it's not. It's the neck. Nice. But that's from my experience. Again, it's going to be different for everyone. People can be motivated by different things, and, you know. But you won't know what works unless you try it. So you just got to do stuff. You just got to make the videos. Audio is such an underrated part of editing in general. I agree. It's underrated and underappreciated, is what I'll say. I mean, I think sound design in general is quite underappreciated. Because the best sound design is often the one that doesn't stick out, you know, like in film and stuff, so. Yeah, it's not good. Let's maybe add a little bit of a... There we go. That's a bit better. When do you have AE on your taskbar? Because I don't use After Effects on this PC. This is my photoshopping only, streaming, sometimes gaming PC. It cannot run After Effects to any significant degree. I don't have any of my plugins on this PC either. I made the Dandadan MMV on this PC, but that's it. I had no plugins, so I could. Everything's on my laptop to my left. We're just currently sitting on a pillow. Not just Milo, I'm animating Love Bullet, which I also have the Japanese volume for. Both volume 1, but this is English, this is Japanese. Doing my part for real. Have you considered using Blender? I have. Every year I tell myself that, like, dude, this is the year I'm gonna learn Blender, and I never do. But I should, and I want to. But I don't. But I really should, because like it will open up so many possibilities. So one day, hopefully, I'll lock in. Because Element 3D, which is the 3D plugin I use for After Effects, has its limitations. Dude, I listen to soundtracks like this one in Sonic, and it just makes me want to run out in like an open field. You know what I mean? Like a big open field, just running with my hands out at like high speed. That lucky fucking blue hedgehog gets to do it, and I can't. He hasn't made a single MMV in his entire life, and he's out there running free. Shit's not fair, man. I do not use Blender, no. I haven't installed Blender, ever. No, so the Gojo vs. Sakuna background is a model set of buildings which I imported through a plugin called Element 3D. And so you take those models and you duplicate them, then you customize them and basically build a city out of them. And then I put a 3D camera through them to use as backgrounds. So. And surprisingly, it's not actually difficult to render. It's like surprisingly not demanding, which was the biggest surprise, I think. Because you'd expect like, oh, like big 3D buildings and cities, holy shit, dude, you've got to have a massive giga PC to run that. But nope, camera lens blur is still more demanding as an effect than the 3D one. I think we're done with this panel as well. 2 panels in one stream. Am I okay? Bow body. Body plus bow. We'll do that. There we go. Nice. Wing. I'll quickly do this. It's bugging me. There we go. I don't know the specific specs, but it's got 32 gigabytes of RAM, the laptop. So, it's got the necessary space for it. Whereas this PC is only 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it's got a weaker graphics card as well. In an ideal world, though, I would have like just a big PC that could do both the Photoshop and the After Effects, and I could stream on it, I could play games on it, like a one big super device. But I don't have that. This PC itself, I've said before, is secondhand from my brother. So, I'm not complaining. You know, I'll take what I can get. Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I forgot. Almost. I forgot to get rid of the hair on her head. We need to cut her hair and make her bald. One of us. One of us. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I almost forgot. See? Just when you think you're done with a panel, there's another sneaky thing you forgot to do. Look, it might be worth just making a list, like on your phone, before you do a panel. Like a checklist. Okay, you need to do this, 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 and this. And then, you know, instead of trying to, like, memorize it. Because some of these panels get so, like, chaotic by the end. You know, there's so many layers, there's so much, like, redrawing and, like, shit you gotta do. Like, the panels are, like, projects in and of themselves. You know, especially when they, like, exceed, you know, 10, 15 layers. It's difficult to keep up. Okay. Hey man, just wanted to say you seem like a really cool dude and your MMVs are insanely sick. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Also, I'm going to get everyone who voted for Yugami Kun and beat it. That MMV made me read that whole manga. I'm so glad. See, this is what I mean. That's like one of the main purposes of that MMV. Aside from just showing my appreciation for the manga, was to get some people to read it. Because I love it. And I think more people should experience the wonderful dynamic of Yugami and Chihiro. I love their dynamics so much. It's special. It really is. Like, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's fun, and it's unique. And I wish it was officially adapted into English. One day, maybe. I can cope. Every time, like, Yen Press or 7 Seas does, like, you know, new announcements for series they're licensing, I'm always, like, you know, pretending not to care, but, like, I'm deep down on hoping, like, come on, Yugami, please. But, yeah, I don't know if the demand is actually there, unfortunately. Well, I say only 16 gigabytes. I think, you know, relative to what, you know, it needs to do. Has a creator offered you to make an MMV for a video like Hedgehog or something? No. No creators of that size have really reached out. I've been commissioned to make kind of MMVs for some pretty cool people though, like the showrunner of Cyberpunk Age Runners had a short kind of manga run, and I made the promo video for that. It's on the channel. That's no name, so that was really cool. Yeah, I get reached out from time to time. Or reached out to. But I'll say this, like, After Effects' minimum recommended requirements, minimum, is 16 gigabytes of RAM. My first laptop I made these videos, these kind of MMVs on, had 8 gigabytes of RAM. That laptop was also cooked inside. It is ruined and unusable. So, yeah. Doing this kind of stuff, you need a decent laptop or PC. Alright, what's left? So I need to do this quickly. What Sonic? Is it from a Sonic game? What is this? What Sonic game is this? Oh, Sonic. Oh, it's Sonic Lost World. That's why I don't recognize it. Damn, the playlist is almost finished. This is the last song. I mean, this is good timing. The song's about to end, the playlist is about to end, I'm about to finish this panel, and then I can go to bed. Been a good stream. Almost 3 hours, I think, roughly. We've been consistently able to do 3-hour streams so far, which is nice. Okay, how do I do this? Boop. And then boop, boop, and then boop, boop. Nice. Nice. Well, that's the, again, recommended is minimum 16. I think. Pretty sure it's 16. It's demanding software. Like, of all the Adobe stuff. Like, Photoshop's fine. Photoshop, you can have, like, 4 gigabytes of RAM and you can run it fine. Probably. But After Effects, especially when you have, like, bigger projects, that shit does not run well. And then when you add plugins on top of that, it's hefty. Okay, damn, the video actually ended. Okay, let me just, like, just restart it quickly just so I can finish this panel. Because I don't want to end on silence. That's really awkward. But thanks everyone who came out to the stream today. It's really fun. Nice, chill, relaxing stream. And we got 2 panels done. Like, it was actually genuinely productive. Which is not always the case for these streams. But I'm happy. It was a good stream. And don't forget to like the stream as well. I don't know if that actually does anything for the stream, but I don't know. Higher numbers make me smile. So, you know, if you'd be so inclined, like the stream. We should be back again this time tomorrow. Once again, 2 streams per week is the current goal. And yeah, I don't know what we're doing yet, to be honest. I guess since I'm almost done with the MMV, I'll just be cutting out more panels and talking and yapping. Maybe we'll do another tier list of something. I don't know what, though. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm doing the outro. I'm not even done yet. I still need to do this. Shit, I messed it up. Ah. This panel never ends. Almost there. I can feel it. Sweet victory. Dude, the piano at this part is so crazy, by the way. Well, I mean, like, we'll probably be live this time tomorrow, but this is be like, you know, towards the 3-hour mark. Thank you, Meow. I appreciate that. But explain how you make animation of character lifting their head up or turning their head. So the head turn is an effect called mesh warp. Mesh warp. I'll type it in chat. Mesh warp. It's a game changer. When I learned how to use that for the first time, it was like, holy shit. I mean, you can also search like manga animation head turn tutorial, and you'll find a video that goes into more detail on that specific effect. But that's the effects you want to be looking into if you want to learn about head turns and stuff. It would change your life, as it did change mine. That's not good. too thick. Why does the ear look so thick all of a sudden? It's bugging me. There we go. I might touch it up a bit off stream, but for the most part, that served its purpose. Is that fine? Yeah, okay, cool. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Cool. We basically did that panel from start to finish. It looks good. Yeah. So that's the stream. What is the key used to instantly change the color of everything you're cutting to fix the lines? So when I'm fixing the lines, you can see in the here I've got the primary color, right? I do Control Alt. Let me do it on a layer that's not limited. So I do Control Alt. And then if I want to change the color of the brush to the secondary one, which is like white, I've just pressed X. And then Control Alt. Then I can Control Z to undo. Control Alt. You know, see? Alt plus delete is how you just fill a selection. And then if you want to lock it within, it's another quick tip that's like life-changing, real quick. If you want to lock the color change to within the objects without having to like be really precise, right? If you press this icon here, the lock, it's called lock transparent pixels. So basically you can't draw over the transparent pixels. So force you to only color over, whoops, there we go. Click on it, lock, so you see the lock there, boom. It doesn't go, wrong color. See, it doesn't go outside the shape. That's a really useful one, especially when you're, again, touching up on outlines and stuff. So yeah, quick little tip. But yeah, that's the end of the stream. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Hope to see you in tomorrow's stream as well. If not, have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves. Where's my end screen? Goodbye.